today we are going to talk on Project Rhino. So before starting with the Project Rhino, let's discuss and know little bit about rhinoceros. Rhinoceros unicornis was the scientific name used by Carl Linnaeus in 1758. The word rhinoceros is derived from the Greek word rhino, meaning nose, and ceros, meaning horn, and unicornis from the Latin word uni, meaning one, and cornis, meaning horn. The Indian rhino has a thick grey-brown skin with pinkish skin folds and one horn on its snout. The Indian rhino's single horn is present in both males and females, but not in newborn calves. They use their horn as a weapon, and the present population of rhinoceros is around 3,700. So there are 5 types of rhinoceros which are found in the world. The first is black rhinoceros, then white rhinoceros. So both this black and white rhinoceros have a similarity. That is, both this rhinoceros, they have 2 horn on their snout. Then Sumatran rhinoceros and the Javan rhinoceros. Both these rhinoceros, they have 1 horn on their snout. And the 5th one is Indian rhinoceros. The Indian rhinoceros are also known as greater one-horn rhino. And both the males and females grow a horn, whereas the newborn calves, they don't. And the present population of this Indian rhinoceros is around 3,700. And in India, they are found in the parts of Assam, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh. Let's move on to the next slide. The distribution of rhino. So in the world, let's talk about the world. In the world, the great one-horn rhino is commonly found in Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan and in India. So now in India, the great one-horn rhinos are found in Assam, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh. As we can see in the map, that where in the world where they are found, it is marked in yellow in color. So what are the reasons behind the declining population of rhinos? Why they are decreasing? Why the species are decreasing? And the reason is spot hunting. And second is poaching, which means they are being killed and horn and skin is taken out. Third is habitat loss or human-rhino conflict. Here there is a conflict between the rhinos and the humans. Sometimes humans are killed by rhinos, whereas sometimes the rhinos are killed by humans. Then products made from rhinos. Now why they are killed? In order to make some products, what they do? By killing the rhinoceros, by poaching, by the horn. From horn, the Chinese medicine, wall hanging, hookah used for smoking and the ornaments are made. And the skin is used for making bags, balls, shoes, belts, etc. As we can see in the picture. So why the rhinoceros, why the rhinos should be protected? Why they are so important? Why they should not be killed? So rhinoceros are considered as an umbrella species, which means that other species from plants and birds to insects and mammals depend on them, and to make natural resources available for future generation. And lastly, to keep a healthy balance within the ecosystem. So Project Rhino, and this is the reason why Project Rhino was started, as the rhinoceros are very much important and they help in maintaining the balance within the ecosystem. So the Project Rhino was started in the year 1987 in Kaziranga Wildlife Sanctuary in Assam, and later it was launched on World Rhino Day, that is 22nd September 2011. The project aims at making the trade of rhino related materials such as the ornaments or the bags or the medicine illegal. Then to save lesser one-horned rhinoceros from extinction. Lastly, under this Project Rhino scheme, the poaching is strictly restricted. So what are the objectives of Project Rhino? What were the objectives? What were the aims or motto starting the project? Was to bring the Indian rhinos to the light of knowledge. Then second is to spread the awareness regarding the essence, regarding the importance, and to right to survive. And lastly, to uplift their conservation, to save their species, to increase their species. Let's move on to the next slide. So what are the steps taken towards rhino conservation in India? Some steps were taken in India to save the conservation of rhino. The first is Indian Rhino Vision 2020. So in the year 2005, the Assam government, along with the International Rhino Foundation, the Worldwide Fund for Nature, that is WWF, and the US Fish and Wildlife Service, they had launched the Indian Rhino Vision 2020. And this entire vision was basically an effort to attain the rhino population of at least 3,000 in 7 protected areas of Assam by the year 2020. Next is restoring landscapes. So with the rise of rhino population, they felt that there was a need for additional space to breed and live. So all the concerned organizations, they started restoring rhino habitat. Next is working with the locals. They worked with the locals. The next, reducing illegal trade such as the rhino related materials like from horn and skin, that is the ornaments or the bags, the shoes and all. Next is monitoring and census. So in every 3 years, the census of Indian rhino is done in Kaziranga National Park, which helps in maintaining the rhinos population, record of rhinos population. The last one is reinforcing the law enforcement. So law was implemented in which if a poacher is found poaching, then the guards or the forest rangers can shoot that poacher in order to save rhinos. So let's move on to the next slide. So rhino bearing areas of Assam. As we can see in the map, that where the rhinos are being kept in different national parks or wildlife sanctuaries. That is, there are 5 national parks and wildlife sanctuaries in the areas of Assam. The first is Kaziranga National Park, then Lakhoba National Wildlife Sanctuary, Orang National Park, Pobitara Wildlife Sanctuary, and lastly the 5th one is Manas National Park. So Kaziranga National Park, it is located in the Golaghat and Nagon district of Assam of state of Assam. Then the rhino population in Kaziranga National Park is 2,401. Lakhoba Wildlife Sanctuary. Lakhoba Wildlife Sanctuary was it was established in 1979, located in the state of Assam, and the sanctuary is an ideal habitat for Indian rhinos. Orang National Park. It was established as a sanctuary in 1985 and then later it was declared a national park on 13th April 1999. Pobitara Wildlife Sanctuary. It was declared as a reserve forest in 1971 first and then a wildlife sanctuary in 1987. And it has a dense population of great Indian rhino horned rhinoceros. And lastly, Manas National Park. Manas National Park was established in the year 1990 and population of rhino in this park is 32 at present. Now, in this picture, we can see that how the translocation was done. That is, in Kaziranga, firstly, all the rhinos were kept in Kaziranga National Park. So they felt that if anything happens in Kaziranga, then all the species will be gone. So in order to save the species, what they decided is to shift them, to translocate some of the rhino species or the rhino population in Manas National Park. So what they did is, first they used to they used to give them anesthesia, and by truck this is how they used to release the rhinos were released in Manas National Park. Then, what are the achievement of Project Rhino? What they have achieved yet through this project? So, more than 3,000 species have been recovered till today. Second is zoo, and the NGOs from Europe, Australia and the United States have joined forces to support Indian rhino translocation. So what are the solutions to conserve Indian rhinos? What are the solutions to conserve Indian rhinos? So being a part of the society, it's very important to be aware of the importance of rhino conservation in India. And there are number of ways that we can follow in order to save the Indian rhinos. That is, the first is engage with the wildlife conservation community. So as a part of this society, what we can do is we can give them some fund. We can meet the wildlife community, conservation community, and we can give them some fund. Second is visit national park. Then third is say no to animal products or illegal wildlife parts. Then fourth is learn more about the risk to wildlife. That is, see, what we do is whenever we visit a national park, then what do? We eat wafers or chocolates or biscuit, and the wrappers. What we do? We throw the wrappers here and there instead of putting them into the dustbin. So these are the risk. This can be the risk to wildlife. Like all of a sudden, there are possibilities that they can eat this wrappers and all. So we must know the risk. We must we must learn and educate ourselves about this risk. Then lastly, spread your awareness to inspire others to act. So first of all, that we must know this kind of the importance of rhinos or the wildlife, and we must spread the awareness. Whatever we know, we must spread it to the others. We can tell our neighbors, we can tell our friends, family, and we can spread the awareness about this and inspire them to act in the same way. So there are some facts about rhino, interesting facts. That is, rhino can sleep standing as well as lying down. If the rhino's horn breaks off, then they can grow new horn. They have thick and sensitive skin. Next, despite their names white rhinoceros, they are actually grey. They are not completely white, they are actually grey in color. Relative to their large body size, rhinoceros have a small brain. So we come to conclusion that although rhinos help in maintaining the balance of ecosystem, but still they are being killed by humans, by us, for our greediness, which leads to a dramatic decline in the population of rhinos. So hence, in order to save them, Project Rhino was started in the year 1987. The Project Rhino is a great success as it has protected and safeguarded the rhinos all over the country. And as a human being, It is our moral duty to contribute towards protection of this species by spreading awareness about rhinos' importance, not buying animal products, etc. So here is the reference. Thank you.